Welcome back to Grid Down Prepping at Guns America Digest. If you have not subscribed to Guns America Digest, you should do so at gunsamerica.com/digest. The articles that go along with this video are in a kind of a blog column format at griddownmag.com. And if you subscribe to Guns America Digest, you'll get our Monday Digest with gun reviews, the best gun reviews really, as well as special emails for the prepping stuff and other specialty topics. Today I'm back on good old Walmart flour, and I just came from Walmart. If you haven't watched my video on how I Mylar, then you should do so. All right. There's also a video and an article on oxygen absorbers and making your own cheaply out of steel wool and coffee filters. So go look at that. Some of the comments are very insightful on that article in particular. And there's actually on both, there's really good comments on both of them from people with experience, which is unusual online, as you know. I just came from Walmart, and Walmart flour is still $3.64 for 10 pounds. So that is around 4,500 calories per dollar, which is still pretty darn amazing. These 20-pound bags of rice are still under $10. They were $9.88 or something. So you're talking about ridiculous calories per dollar and a lot of food to keep you alive for a very long time. I've said it 100 times, if I haven't said it once. You can make bread every day and live with this enriched all-purpose flour for the rest of your life, and you will be perfectly healthy and fine, despite your gluten allergy, unless you're celiac, of course. The interesting thing is that I remember Stu Peters interviewed me about maybe 6-8 months ago. And in that video, it had just kind of come out about the Ukraine war and about the grain that wasn't going to be available. And he was like, too late, you know, throw your pencils in the air. It's too late. If you didn't prepare, it's too late. And I said, Stu, still plenty of food at Walmart. Still plenty of food at Costco. If you haven't prepared yet and you know what you're doing, you're not trying to buy from these fool prepping food companies that are now even advertising on Guns America, because yes, we cash their checks just like everyone else does. If you don't buy from those fool companies and wait for their stupid, overpriced 200 calorie a dollar food, you're fine. You know, I just went to Walmart. The 10-pound bag of flour were just about gone, but I got the ripped ones that were left. So, and I'm sure they'll be restocked. You know, a lot of that store was really empty, but the food was still pretty well stocked up. There's plenty of rice. There was a little bit of beans. There was enough beans to store for 1 or 2 people to hit that place hard and get what they need. They had 25-pound bags of flour. They had plenty of 5-pound bags of flour. But I've done the 10 pounds because I like to leave things in the package. Especially flour, I really like to leave in the package when I store it in Mylar. And the reason I decided to kind of reboot this topic today is because I found these giant bags, all right? See these giant bags? These are bigger than the U-line bags that I've been telling everyone to buy. If you go back to that How I Mylar video and article, I've been suggesting that people get the big, I believe it's 22 by 29 or something, Ziploc Mylar bag from Uline, because that bag is nice and thick and it fits a 50-pound bag of flour perfect, 50-pound bag of beans perfect, and it's perfect if you're going to like a Restaurant Depot or you're buying 50-pound bags of stuff online, or Costco has 50-pound bags of rice. All that stuff fits in those bags perfectly, and they have a Ziploc. So after you break it open, after you cut open your heat seal, you can open and close it, which is really nice. So, but the problem with them is that it's kind of a minimum order 100. So you're talking about a couple $100 investment plus shipping. It's almost $300 really by the time you're done. So I went kind of looking for a substitute from China, and I found these guys, these giant Mylar bags. And I don't have in the article, I'll give you the dimensions and product linked and all that stuff. But what I wanted to show you is one of the things that the Uline bags don't work really good for are these 10-pound bags of flour. You can put like 4 of them in one, and that's it. Like, and you're not going to get, unless you open the bags, you're not going to get any more in there than those 4. So that stinks, right? So what I wanted to show you is that this guy I discovered is perfect for 6 bags of Walmart flour next to each other. So 60 pounds of flour. They like I said, those bags fit 50 pounds of things. These fit 60 pounds. Okay? So 60 pounds of flour is a pretty good asset. Each one of these 10-pound bags has 110 times 151. Oh boy. I don't know if I can do that math. About 15,000 calories. Yeah, so you're talking about, it's a pretty big amount of calories in one, you're talking about at least a half a month of flour, of food for each one of these. And that's what 60 pounds of flour looks like in them, which is really, really good. And the reason I didn't finish my sentence, the reason I decided to reboot this week is because I just found some grain bugs in my corn, my seedling corn. I had gotten some bloody butcher to plant, and I found that half of it had been eaten by these little creepy crawlies. And if you put your stuff into Mylar, it won't stop rats, it won't stop other rodents, raccoons, but it will stop bugs. And if you throw some oxygen absorber in there, even without oxygen absorber in a bag that's mostly full like this one, and you really try to compress it out good when you seal it, there's not a lot of air in there. So whatever bugs are in there, or whatever bugs hatch, like flower bugs, they're going to die pretty quick. They may get a little tiny corner. There may be a pocket of bugs in one bag of these where there are maybe some flower bugs in there, but they're going to run out of steam pretty quick, and then they're all going to die because you sealed it. Now, sealing Mylar bags, one of the problems with those Ziplocs is that it kind of gives you a false sense of security because you've got a Ziploc on it, but the Ziploc really isn't airtight. And it's just not, plus they bust open with big floppy bags like this. They do tend to bust open. And sometimes you don't even notice it. When you kind of plop it down, sometimes you'll bust out a corner of it if you don't seal them. Now, sealing these bags, the sealer I started with is this guy right here, okay? This guy is a 500 millimeter sealer, this blue one. The problem is it's not grounded well, and I shocked myself 100 times. I'm serious, 100 times, because I just had to get some work done. I had to get some bags sealed and put away, and 100, maybe a slight exaggeration, but 30 or 40 ain't. And I've actually got some tape over one of the touch points. So as this sealer is available out there still from what I've seen, you really kind of need the big ones because the little 12-inch, you just don't have enough of an angle. There's no real sealer, there's no sealer, impulse sealer like that will do this entire long bag. They don't exist. They're hard to get if they are. This one I'm about to show you supposedly does exist. I haven't seen it. They do, have larger sizes. This guy is a much higher quality than the blue one that runs about the same price. And this is the sealer that I am going to use for this. Now, my new best friend, as I explained in the Mylar, is this guy. This is an always-on, just an intense sealer kind of thing, and it's got these 3 lines, and it folds the bag in, and it's really good, and you just kind of clamp, and it works really, really well. They're very expensive though, and if you're doing a lot, especially if you are going to go get 100 of those U-line bags and really hit it, or you got a group of friends who are all going to share it, then this is a really good investment. The link for the products will all be in the article. SB Hardware has both of these now. I've arranged for all this stuff, as I've explained, to be available at sbhardware.com. Okay, and it all is. So, this is a little overbearing, as far as money-wise for most people. This guy is and you'll find in that Mylar, I am gonna try to slow down for those of you who care. If you look at the comments in that How I Mylar, all right, what you'll find are people who give advice. You can seal these with a clothes iron. You can seal these with a hair curler. Great. If you can, you can. I got a bag sealer version of the clamshell on eBay for like $18 that had about the similar kind of bearing surface and wattage of a hair curler, and it was not able to seal these 4 mil bags, no matter how hard I pressed and no matter how long I kept it there. It just wasn't hot enough to bond the plastic on these big 4 mil bags. These are thick 4 mil bags, just like the U-line bags. So, I do suggest that if you're gonna try and I have not tried the clothes iron version of it, but feel free. You know what I'm saying is the amount of creativity that's gone into all of this now is. There's all kinds of people with all kinds of experience now. It used to be that every single comment online was, "You can just." And whenever I see anyone say, "You can just," I knew they were full of shit, all right? And that they'd never done anything, and that they probably have never left their easy chair or their mother's basement. You can just. So this guy is kind of a 2-man job. All right, but because you have to hit it twice, because it's not quite long enough. It is long enough for the U-line bags, but it's not quite long enough for this guy, and therefore it is kind of a 2-man job to do this. I do everything alone. All right, I don't ask for help from anyone. Did I even bother to plug it in? No, I didn't. As I'm trying to line it up, and I didn't even plug it in. All right. But I do try to do everything alone. All right. And one of the reasons for that is I don't want to bother people. What used to be called my crazy stuff. No one thinks I'm crazy anymore. Now they want tips. But I kind of got used to being the crazy guy. And I just do everything alone. I don't ask my kids to help me. Even people who understand, I just don't ask for help. It's just part of my nature is to not ask for help anyway. And it's tough to get this bag nice and tight with only one person. But I am gonna try to just show you. I'm probably gonna hit the top of it anyway with my best friend, just in case I have air bubbles and this wrinkles. Yeah, this is kind of a 2-man job. There's no way for me to really do it, but I'll show you how it works anyway, and you can kind of go from there. All right, what you do is you just hit it, listen for the click when it turns off, and let it go. And what you end up with is a nice solid seal, which I'll show you. I'm going to do the other corner. Now, what I do with this, because it's so close, it went to there, all the way to here. Okay, so I've only got 2 inches here. Now, what I do is I just kind of cross the corner so that I know that I'm covered with this guy. And same thing, you just hold it down, listen for it to shut off. This one actually does, yeah, there it goes. This one doesn't have a real loud shut off. But what you end up with, is a sealed bag. Oh, I will show you. The seal. You see this area here that may have some air leakage in it. Not a huge deal, but I'm probably gonna hit it with the clamshell one anyway, just because I can, all right? But you see, if I had 2 people, I could have made sure that that edge was nice and flat, and then it would be for sure fine, okay? But you see, it's not a small seal, all right? It's a nice thick seal, and while I have you here, I have you over here before I reset the camera, I might as well show you how the clamshell works. All right, this guy, you just do that, okay? And I have it set at about 150 C, and that's it. And you can't even touch that bad boy after it does its thing because it is literally molten. So that's how that works. All right, and that ain't going anywhere. So I can do this whole, I can even go in, so I can tighten this, I could tighten this up even by pushing it in, and you know, I got some sweat drips. This is Florida, and I am a face sweater. See, so I could even do that along the whole line if I wanted to, just to tighten it up, because I did not obviously put oxygen absorbers in there. And that'll close the inside area of the bag. And then, of course, when you open this, you're gonna have 6 pristine 10-pound bags of flour. Now, lifting these guys is no fun, especially if you're an old man like me and you're tired of lifting these bags. Ugh. Lost a few there. They are slippery buggers. Stacking them can be a challenge, especially if you don't get all the air out of them like I just did. Not a good idea. So what I wanted to do also is to show you the 20-pound bags of rice and beans. Didn't get any beans. They really only had 2, but they had plenty of rice. And the same thing, each one of these things of rice is 160 times 202, okay? Taking out my handy dandy calculator because my brain, I had to lift all this stuff 3 times already, so 160 times 202 equals, 32,000 calories in one of these guys, all right? And these guys, because I'm standing here with the calculator, I might as well do it. Of course, I forgot to put the leaky ones into the Mylar. 110 times 151. 110 times 151 equals 16,610 in one of these guys. So 2 of these guys is roughly the same as one of these. They're just about at parity for how many calories you get per pound, which with dried food, other than nuts, you don't really get much better than that. Nuts and oil. And that's why I've always told people that oil should be one of the things that you put away. Now, these Mylar bags will also be great for storing oil because they do shut off the air. The problem that happens to oil is not that it spoils, it oxidizes. All right, it's not a bacteria issue with oil, it oxidizes. So what I wanted to see is, can I get 80 pounds into this bag? Okay, that was my task. And honestly, I'm not gonna wanna lift this once it's got 80 pounds in it. But I wanted to see if perhaps if I lift it up and in, that I could probably get 80 pounds into this, all right? And likewise, if you wanted to take the flour out of the bags, you probably could also get 80 pounds in this, all right? So I think it would be a little tight, but I believe I can get all 4 of these into here. These are so slippery that, yeah, see, if I just settle them down, I have plenty of room to grip over here. So that, oh man, that is a definite possibility. All right. Probably have to set it up like this, fold the fold over, and then someone hit it with a sealer. I don't know how you do it with one guy or one girl for that matter. The nice thing is though, if you are a girl and you're doing this alone, the reason that these big bags, and this would go for the U-line bags as well, the reason that they're nice is that my proposition has always been from the very beginning, don't plan to bug out. Stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. People build up all these resources, and because there's people shooting each other in the street, they plan to bug out and go to their mothers, bug out and go to someone who has no resources at all, thinking that that's their best bet. The answer is, as long as you're armed, this is Guns America, so I assume you are, as long as you're armed, lock the door, you know, and just stay with your resources. It's your best bet. I honestly believe it's your best bet. Build up your resources. Stay with your resources. That's why I'm doing water carriers soon, because I think that taking a quiet time and going out to fetch water if you have to is fine, but you have to have the ability to carry it. But leaving to bug out to go somewhere with a backpack or something, this stuff, calories are heavy. You see that. I've told people this too for procrastinating that they're going to do stuff. Calories are heavy, especially if you're small, especially if you're old. I told you, get Walmart delivery. I didn't get it today, but I would have the last time I filmed this. The second time I'm filming this video because I lost it and I can't find what I did with it. But I did film this once before. And the first time I did it, I got Walmart delivery. I don't like standing in line at Walmart. There's all kinds of people standing in line at Walmart in South Florida that you would not have over for dinner. You know, and I'm sorry, but I'm not interested in standing in line with them. I think that people tend to be prone to violence when they are hurting or things just aren't as good as they'd hoped they'd be. And that, in general, for everyone right now is the case. I'll see you next time.